This is your weekly edition of CN2 Today, and coming up on the show, we're at the Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte as the Northwestern Trojans hit the field for the first time. We explain what brought the team here coming up. And on this week's Savory Scoop, we're seeing what's new on the menu at Old Town Kitchen and Cocktails. And it's a sport that is becoming very popular, pickleball. Our CN2's Laurabree Monday gives us a lesson. Those stories and so much more right here on CN2 Today. Well, thank you for joining us for this weekly edition of CN2 Today. I'm your host, Renee O'Neil.
And I'm Jeremy Wynder, CN2 Sports.
Jeremy, we clearly are not in the studio. We are here at Bank of America Stadium, Carolina Panthers. What brings us here?
We're actually here because this Saturday, tomorrow, we're going to be having the inaugural Keep Pounding High School Classic, the first ever high school football game that's going to be played here at Bank of America Stadium. And you couldn't do that without having a team from Football City, USA.
Exactly. There's going to be a lot of fans from York County right here to watch these players who are right behind us, the Northwestern Trojans. We see their names going around the stadium here. It's an exciting day.
Yeah, it's definitely an exciting day. And, you know, we got someone here from the Carolina Panthers, Mr. Riley Fields, who's been really intricate in putting this together. And Riley, just tell us about how this came together and the idea.
Yeah, Jerry, so this is something that's been a long time in the making, and certainly we're super appreciative of the Teppers in supporting high school football here in the stadium. And this year, finally, all the dates, everything aligned for us to be able to host this game, and we hope that it's the first of an annual tradition.
And what do you want the people, the fans in York County to know as they come here to Charlotte for this game on Saturday?
Yeah, a couple of things. One, why are we doing this? Really, it's about celebrating high school football and the important role that it plays in communities across our region. And certainly you don't have to go any farther than York County to understand what that means. And so, having Northwestern here was a logical choice for us, one, coming off a state championship appearance, but also sticking to the roots of the why behind the game, celebrating just the important role that high school football plays in communities. Second, we're really hoping it's the ultimate high school football experience, both for the players, the fans, the schools, and the broader community. So, that's really the ultimate goal, is creating the ultimate high school football experience for everybody, fans, players, coaches, everybody.
And you all certainly been doing that. Started on March 6th, I believe it was, had the quarterbacks and the coaches here for a press conference, and then later in the summer actually did a photo shoot with the team, with some of the players and the cheerleaders.
And when you talk about the experience, it's all about the experience. So doing the press conference, a big time press conference, then bringing the players in from both teams to be part of our production day, getting on the same production set that our Panthers players are on, shooting all the in-stadium stuff for this season, giving them that experience. And even we're out here today, Coach Wofford's got his team going through a walkthrough for tomorrow night's game. So it's really exciting just to be part of the experiences for the players. It's all about the experience.
That's right. And talk about the time. When's kickoff?
Yep, so kickoff Saturday night, 7 o'clock. Tickets are still available. It's reserved seating, so it's not general admission seating. For fans that are still planning to attend, tickets are $5 on Ticketmaster. You can just do search Bank of America Stadium and go to Keep Pounding High School Classic and order your tickets. On Saturday, the tickets increase to $7. So, but still, really, we didn't want cost to be a barrier for folks being able to come and experience the game, so we hope that the $5 price point is really convenient for families that are out there, students, everybody.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to bring them to the stadium. A lot of fun. Well, thank you, Riley, for your time. We appreciate it.
Appreciate
all your hard
y'all being
work
here.
getting this game ready.
It's about time. At some point, a football game's going to break
That's
out.
Right. We can't wait to be here. And Jeremy, you'll be here covering it on Saturday, and we'll be bringing you all that coverage on CN2.com and CN2 News. But before the break, we're going to toss it back to the studio for our news of the day.
All right, guys, you definitely have the best seat in the house. Well, happening here in our area, South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster is back in Rock Hill for the second time this week. This time it's for another ceremonial bill signing for Gavin's Law. It's a bill introduced by District 48 House Representative Brandon Guffey, which makes sexual extortion a crime in South Carolina. The ceremony taking place at the Arts Council of York County, featuring a room full of artwork created by Guffey's son Gavin, who inspired the bill after being targeted by sextortion, ultimately leading him to take his own life in July of 2022. The Center for the Arts packed, as you can see there, with friends and family on this Friday, many including our elected officials.
Any child with a phone, and everybody's got a phone, everybody is subject to attack, violent attack by anybody anywhere in the world. And it is a horrible thing. And one thing we can do to stop it is what we're doing today.
To further honor Gavin's life, Representative Guffey will also be holding his Wheeling on the Rock event. It's put on by the Less Than 3 Foundation. It starts on this Friday evening and will continue throughout the rest of the weekend, ending Sunday with a church service with the Guffey family. Tickets can be bought at lessthan3sc.org, with proceeds going towards the Less Than 3 Foundation. The South Carolina Law Enforcement Division and the Lancaster County Coroner both investigating an inmate death at the Lancaster County Detention Center. The Sheriff's Office says around 7 o'clock on the night of Sunday, August the 13th, 44-year-old inmate James Richard Horton was discovered unresponsive in his bed inside of his cell, which he shared with 2 other inmates. The report did say aid was given immediately. The report went on to say inmates were not locked in their cells at the time that Horton was discovered, and he did not appear to have any physical injuries when he was found, and nothing suggested that he had been assaulted. The York County Multi-Jurisdictional Drug Enforcement Unit has arrested 55-year-old Colin Cobb Sr. for trafficking meth and possession of a controlled substance. The arrest was the result of an investigation into Cobb, who investigators say is a substance abuse counselor and was trafficking in meth and other illicit drugs. Cobb is employed as a substance abuse specialist by Amara Wellness in Charlotte, North Carolina. Well, the school bell will ring this coming Monday, August the 21st, for more students throughout the Tri-County. The Fort Mill, Lancaster County School District, and the Rock Hill School District will kick off a new school year next week. In the Rock Hill School District, there's a new policy this year regarding cell phones. The policy says that cell phones must be turned off during school hours. The district says it has seen a dramatic increase in students using cell phones during the school day, and it's becoming disruptive in the classroom. Now, students can still bring a cell phone to school, but they just can't use it during school hours, and that phone must be stored in a locker or a backpack. Consequences including a warning at first, followed by in school or out of school suspension, and the third time the student might be recommended for expulsion. In tonight's CN2 digital dashboard, South Carolina Representative Tommy Pope traveling high in the sky, thanking the U.S. Army Golden Knights for a tremendous experience this week when he got to jump out of a plane. That's pretty cool. And the Lancaster Police Department is partnering with the South Carolina Department of Public Safety and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration for the Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign, which is running now through Monday, September the 4th, Labor Day. The campaign is all about educating people about the dangers and consequences of driving drunk. Data does show that impaired driving is on the rise, and law enforcement officers say during holidays like the upcoming Labor Day holiday, they do see an increase in drunk driving on the roadways. And still to come here on CN2 Today, Renee and Jeremy continue the fun there at Bank of America Stadium. Then in our Savory Scoop, we get a taste of Old Town Kitchen and cocktails. Plus, Mary Beth Knapp and the Humane Society of York County, well, they're bringing us our Pets of the Week. And just ahead, CN2's Laurabree Monday is having some fun with the growing sport of pickleball.
When you think of pickleball, this may not be the audience that comes to mind, but I promise you this sport is picking up. And if you pick up a pickleball and a racket, you too may just become addicted.
Hi, it's Mary Beth here from the Humane Society of York County with our feline of the week. And this adorable girl is Wilma. I think of Fred Flintstone and Wilma. That ages me, but that's where the name comes from, I think. And she is spectacular. She came in as a stray 100 days ago. Far too long for this baby to stay here. Unfortunately, she tested FIV positive. What that basically means is that she has an autoimmune deficiency, and she will be needing some medical attention, maybe, but maybe not. So she could live a normal life. She would like to live a life that's just with you and loving you and talking to you. She's so sweet. She's about 3 years old, and she can live in a house with other cats, but the cats need to be very relaxed and non-combative so that there's no transfer of the disease, which can only be transferred with deep bites and blood. So, and she is not, I'm not a biter. I sweetness incarnate, that's what I am. So if you're interested in this very precious, beautiful girl, Wilma, give us a call, 803-802-0902. We'd love to talk to you more about her.
Hi, it's Meredith back at the Humane Society with our Dog of the Week, and she's a special dog at that. Her name is Hope. Hope has been here 1,513 days, way too long for any dog to withstand shelter life, having a big girl. She is a big girl, obviously, but she's a honey boo-boo. And oh, she's gonna go for a little walk. Whoop! Come here, baby. Well, her deal is she came into the Humane Society years ago. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. And she came in emaciated, completely skin and bones. Come here, sweetheart. Skin and bones, which she is no longer. And she was put into foster, and they got her nice and healthy. She went out to a home and then returned. It has been a life for this girl. She deserves a break. She's about 6 years old, and she is an active girl, even at 6. She loves her walks. She just came from one, that's why she's panting like a mad dog. But she would love a couch to just relax on and people to just really be her forever.
For more information, contact the Humane Society of York County. CN2's Take Me Home is presented by Dr. Steve at Camigo Chiropractic. If you've been in a wreck or had a sports injury, make the right choice for today's modern pain-free chiropractic and call Dr. Steve.
Well, welcome back to CN2 Today. We are still here at the Bank of America Stadium with the Carolina Panthers, but we're here with the Northwestern Trojans, Jeremy.
Yeah, that's right, man. Football City USA, the purple and gold, getting ready for the inaugural Keep Pounding High School Football Classic. And everyone clearly here in the Tri-County area is familiar with football, but there's another sport that we're going to be talking about today as well.
There is, and you know, this is a sport that everyone is beginning to love. I haven't played it yet, but our Laurabree Monday is joining us from Fort Mill, showing us the ins and outs of pickleball.
I'm Laurabree Monday here at the Bank Street Gym. I'm with Coach Billy McKinney. Thanks for spending some time with us. I know you've got a big summer camp going on. We're going to try volleying a little bit, and then we're going to interview Coach. So let's see what we got. I got my two. Oh, I was out. Sorry, team.
Here we go. Let's start it up. Here we go. Ball in. Good. Nice. Got it. Oh, nice. Here we go. Next. Oh, yes. We got it.
All right. You guys keep going. Coach, I'm going to grab you. Lila, Sophie, they're going to take over. I'm going to trade you. Microphone for a paddle. You guys are good. Thank you. Coach, come join me. We're going to let them keep playing. Coach Billy, you've been around Fort Mill for a long time. People really probably know you more from the tennis side of things. Pickleball is such a big thing. Let's talk about this sport and really the interest from young people.
Yes, we are seeing big growth in the young people playing pickleball as well, because it's a combination of tennis and pickleball. It's easy to learn, quick to learn, hard to master, but quick to learn, and we see it growing to where it's going to be, I mean, it's the fastest growing sport in America for a reason, and the kids are finding it to be just as fun as we are, so it's no longer an old folks game. Now the kids are enjoying it just as much as we are. And we're glad that we'll be able to present the pickleball for the young kids now to be able to enjoy this great sport that I once did not like myself, being a tennis pro, but now I've come to love it, playing on the senior pro tour. Right now, it has become so much fun, and to see the young kids enjoying themselves and having a great time with it is what it's about. They're getting good exercise, meeting new friends, and things of that nature. So that's what we really love about the sport.
And if you're good at tennis, does it translate? And on the same note, if you've never picked up a racket, how easy is it to play pickleball?
It is much easier to play pickleball than tennis. With the tennis, it doesn't translate as much. Some of it translates, some of it doesn't. Whatever level they played at tennis, they're probably going to play the same level at pickleball. But it is so easy to catch on to. Where tennis, we spend 2 or 3 months to get them to rally. In this week, we have been able to, in 1 week, we've been able to get the kids to rally back and forth just in 1 week. So the learning curve is much, much faster. And it's the thing that we love the most about it is families get to come out and play. and actually get to rally the ball back and forth, where we can't do that really with tennis.
Yeah, and I would say even in our own family, my dad plays, my son plays, my daughter plays, right? So it's 3 generational. And for people looking at it, you start to realize just how much fun it is. What do you think it is? Is it the speed of the sport? Is it the camaraderie? It's kind of a bit of everything.
Yes, the speed of the sport, I think the kids loved it because you get to slam the ball on each other. And so it's a combination, especially the ping pong part as well. So with the tennis, where we don't get to rally back and forth as much, now to be able to play long rallies, and the longer the rally goes, the more exciting it is. And so they love that part because the rally sometimes seems to never end.
Yeah. And then when it does, there is big celebration.
Exactly, because you've earned it.
Absolutely. Well, Coach Billy, thanks for taking the time. I know that the town of Fort Mill's been working on courts. I got word this week that pickleball will be done soon. So that side of things we're excited about. So more opportunities to play and camps and different things are offered as well. So Coach, thanks for taking the time.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Laurabree. Looks like a lot of fun, but a little challenging. I'm going to have to try it out.
Yeah, I played a little bit of pickleball back in middle school, but man, that's so many years ago now.
I know, a lot of work. Brings in tennis, kind of a lot of sports in one, but you heard it could even be an Olympic sport. There's a rumor about that, possibly?
Hey, man, anything's possible.
That's right. Anything could be an Olympic sport. We'd love to see it out there. All right, well, Jeremy, after the break, we are still going to be here in Charlotte because we are talking more about the Northwestern Trojans.
That's right. We're going to finish up with our final high school football preview of the season just ahead.
Well, thanks for staying with CN2 Today. This is this week's Savory Scoop, and we're here at Old Town Kitchen and Cocktails. We are here with Chef Drew. Drew, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. You were busy in the kitchen just a few moments ago mixing up these delicious dishes. Some of them have a nice spin to them. We've seen them before on the menu, but you're going to tell us what's new as we head into the fall season.
Yeah, absolutely. So first off, these two are sort of staples on our menu that we've had in the past. Our Bang Bang Chicken Sandwich it started on our menu when we first opened, but it's taken a couple turns since then. You've got Breadsmith Bun, which is from Fort Mill. And then we've just played a little bit with the ingredients in that. We sort of added the black eyed pea salad in that to give it a little twist as well. And then next, we've got our country fried steak. That started on our menu when it was part of our meat and twos. Since then, we've transformed it a little bit into a more composed dish. That comes with sauteed Brussels and black eyed pea salad. And then our whipped potatoes, obviously the country fried steak, and then it's our white gravy. That's actually made with a local milk from Nance Farms Creamery.
It's delicious. And then behind you have some spring summer dishes that are still in right now. They're so colorful. Talk about those.
All right. So both of these were part of our spring menu iteration. So first off, the heirloom tomato salad. One of my favorite dishes on the menu just because for the spring and summer, it really brings out the vibrancy of our local produce here. Cucumbers, heirloom tomatoes, herb verde, pickled red onion, and then actually this one has a farmstead cheese that I'm actually making with that local milk as well.
Okay, so bringing in the local farms I know is important to you. We're going to see some of that even with Bob behind the bar here in a few minutes. But talk about this dish. I know you're excited about this one.
Yeah, so this one is sort of a southern play on a poke bowl. Instead of like a sticky sushi style rice like you would normally see in this dish, that one's actually Carolina Gold rice that is from Tidewater Creek, which is out of North Carolina. Instead of maybe something like edamame that you might normally see in a dish like this, we use our black eyed pea salad and our CD slaw in it. Some Thai spice cucumbers, a couple different pickled vegetables and fruits, and then kampachi or yellowtail that has been marinated in a citrus vinaigrette.
Sounds delicious, but you may want to start with some dessert, or not dessert, appetizer that you have behind us. But it makes me think of dessert as a tart, but it's a savory treat.
Yeah, no problem at all. So this actually is a part of our Yoko Taste Trail menu this week. It's something that I'm playing with, maybe including in our fall menu though. So it's a rainbow carrot tart with a smoked pecan streusel, and then also a hot honey reduction.
That sounds amazing. And I know that people like to have a good drink with their food, and that's why Bob, the master behind the bar, is going to come mix us up some. Bob, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Thank you guys so much for having us.
Yeah, well, tell us what you're making today.
So I wanted to make some things that went really well with the food that chef selected. So with the heirloom tomato, with the poke bowl, with the hopefully the carrot tart that we're gonna see here this fall. I wanted to make one of our custom cocktails. So this is called Basil Roads. Ooh. This has got a local gin in it, 704 from Charlotte, and a ginger liqueur, a little bit of homemade basil syrup that we do in-house, of course, and then some fresh pressed lemon juice, again, that we do in-house. And then this is a Blanc vermouth.
Okay.
And so this is actually really easy to drink, and it goes exceptionally well with food.
All righty.
Yeah. So I've got some, I'm gonna let that glass start chilling,
okay.
and then we're going to use 1.5 ounces of that 704 local gin.
Right.
And this is where it gets really easy because we're gonna do 1/2 ounce of our ginger liqueur.
All right.
And then 1/2 ounce of our homemade basil syrup. 1/2 ounce, I know it's getting repetitive, right? 1/2 ounce of our lemon juice. And then, you guessed it, 1/2 ounce of our Blanc vermouth. And so that is as complicated as it gets. We are a firm believer, and it doesn't have to be complicated to be delicious.
That's right.
Yeah. We're just gonna give it a really quick shake, and then we're gonna double strain that over our fresh ice here.
That looks good.
Put that away, and then we're gonna garnish this with some super fresh basil.
Super fresh, right from the farm.
Right from the garden, that's right. And give it a little bit of a wake up there, and then that'll make the aromatics really pop out. And then we're gonna find a nice little home for that.
Oh, wow.
And that's it.
That looks really good, Bob. Right. And I know that you have this drink, so many other great things behind the bar. Tell us a little bit about what people can check out when they come for a drink.
So we do everything fresh in-house, of course, and we are trying as much as humanly possible to use local ingredients, like the 704 gin, which we're a big fan of. Some things are a little bit tougher to get local, like tequila.
Okay.
So not everything is exactly from the neighborhood, but we, again, do it as much as we can. And this is a great example of that.
Exactly. Well, Bob, I know people can see you here at the bar some.
Yep.
I know you're around at all the restaurants in the restaurant group, but you can definitely check them out here again at Old Town Kitchen and Cocktails. And Drew, talk about your hours when people can come check you out here.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're open at 11 a.m. for lunch every day. We go through 9 p.m. on weekdays and then 10 p.m. on weekends, and then we do a limited brunch service starting at 10 a.m. on Sundays as well.
All right, well, thank you again for your time today and for all the delicious dishes and drinks, Bob. Again, check them out right here in Old Town Rock Hill. Well, we'll be back with more CN2 Today right after the break.
The Savory Scoop is brought to you by Founders Federal Credit Union. Relax as we give you the Savory Scoop.
Well, welcome back to CN2 Today. I'm Renee O'Neil.
And I'm Jeremy Wynder.
All right, Jeremy, we are still here at Bank of America Stadium, Carolina Panthers, with our Northwestern Trojans practicing in the background here.
Yep, and we've been doing all these football previews since the first Monday in August, and we are to our 15th and final team. And who better to do on this last day than the team that's practicing right behind us, the Northwestern Trojans. And what a year it was for these guys in 2022, nearly going unbeaten in the regular season with just one loss before an impressive run in the playoffs that saw them fall short in the state championship game. Now, despite losing some big names like Elijah Caldwell and Jordan Knox to graduation, the Trojans have some big playmakers still here like Turbo Richard and Greer Hopkins, who should continue to make big plays for Finley Polk on offense in 2023.
Overreaching goal is always to win the state championship, and that's kind of always in our sights and in our thoughts. But, you know, we have to consider what we have to do just today in order to get there. You know, you don't just all of a sudden play for a state championship. There's a process that we like to feel like we have to achieve, and we have to keep working on. And you know, the most important thing is what we're doing today, you know, on this day right here before a big game, and how tomorrow's game will help improve us and make us better for the next game.
We'll be good. We're we're young, but I don't think that's a problem. I think we're gonna battle this season a little bit, but we're gonna come out on top sometimes, and whatever happens, happens.
So here's a look at the Northwestern non-region schedule. Of course, Saturday is the opener against Providence Day. Next week, they will be at home against the Clover Blue Eagles. September 8th, the Nation Forward Falcons come to town. Then they hope to get some revenge against Gaffney. And September 22nd, it's the original rivalry against the Rock Hill Bearcats.
All right, Jeremy, now it really doesn't get any better than this. Being a high school football player, getting to play on an NFL field like the Northwestern Trojans, and you were able to speak to some players about what it meant to them.
Yeah, let's hear from them.
I've been excited since they announced the game, and I'm just ready for all the eyes, my family coming out, everybody coming out to support us. And we just got to compete.
I'm very excited, playing in an NFL stadium against a good team, and it's a lot of competition. There's going to be a lot of eyes out here, so I'm excited for that.
So exciting, but it's great just to be kicking off a new year. And here's a look at the games that are going on in the Tri-County on this Friday night. Our CN2 Extra Game of the Week features the Fort Mill Yellow Jackets at Catawba Ridge. Chester, they will travel to Lancaster High School to battle the Bruins. And just down Highway 521, the Nation Forward Falcons will look to fly by the Indian Land Warriors. And in 2A, the Buford Yellow Jackets will welcome in Blacksburg.
All right, Jeremy, and of course, you are going to be here on Saturday. CN2 Crews getting footage of this game that's going to take place on Saturday.
Yeah, we'll have highlights of this game plus some other games for you on Monday.
All right, well, as always, it's good to travel with you here to Charlotte.
Yeah, great time. I think this is my second time being on CN2 Today, so it gets better every time.
That's right. So much fun. And we thank you for joining us here on CN2 Today. As always, check us out online at cn2.com. Have a great weekend.